Hello, fellow hell divers and gamers. Thank you so much for coming on by. I really appreciate it. For democracy, hell yeah, J-Man. Thank you so much, dude, for coming by and checking out the channel. Today, we're going to go over a couple of things here. We're going to be talking about some patch notes, some new Warbond stuff that's going to be coming out for Helldivers. We're also going to touch into some Diablo, and then we're also going to be talking about a new game called Jump Ship. I have a video of the first previews that IGN has, so we'll go ahead and go into that video towards the end before we start playing some Helldivers. If you're interested in playing Helldivers later, after the little podcasty part, we'll definitely just let me know and I'll definitely get you in. I'm gonna try and have Dragon Dispatcher play with me as well, so that way we can get her leveled up. And I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the podcasting little scene right now for you guys, so that way we can get started. And I'll have Dragon say hi once we get over there. Let's go ahead. Press some buttons. Alrighty. Go ahead and say hi, Dragon.
Hi. Hi, Dragon.
How you doing tonight?
Actually doing pretty good.
Fantastic.
And Jamin, we're going to be playing on Sub-Zero, like not even a real level.
We're gonna be playing probably like level 2, level 3, kind of maybe 4 if we get more people in, just so that way we're easing her into the game rather than just dropping her in and fighting a bunch of Bile Titans. So, but it'll still be fun. I always enjoy helping people level up in that game. Yeah, we could do 4 easy. But yeah. Anyway, I know it's a little small. I don't know if you guys can actually see. I'll try and do Control Plus. No, it doesn't really work out too well. But we'll go over the patch notes for the recent patches. Go ahead and get into it. They did put in some hot fixes for Crash Induced in yesterday's rollout, and they're saying carry on liberating soldiers. Love it. Fixes for a common crash which occurred when accessing the acquisitions menu. So, you know, it's still a new game, so it's going to be pretty buggy, even though it's been a couple of months now, right? I think it's been out. Yeah.
I don't know when it got released. I don't know that I've been paying that close of attention.
For sure. No worries. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get into the actual patch notes here. Pretty much, they came out with some balancing stuff for missions, stratagems, weapons, enemies, and Helldivers in general. General fixes stability improvements, increased level cap, which is actually awesome because I've been wanting. I've been doing really good with catching up, honestly. I'm surprised at how well the dev is actually like replying to stuff to actually fix the game and get things going for people. And honestly, I love this development studio for that reason, and why I keep coming back to this game is because they are amazing. They actually care about making a good game, which is kind of rare nowadays. And I'm trying not to be negative, but let's just be honest. But anyway, but besides all of that, so level cap increased from 50 to 150. That's crazy. We're gonna go ahead and that means pretty much enemy levels are gonna be going up too. So the difficulty and enemy levels are definitely gonna be skyrocketing along with the levels of people that are playing the hell out of this game. I'm glad they did that. I hope they release stuff for the level caps or new stratagems and stuff for us to be able to get in the higher levels, like level 60 and above. So balancing, they got into missions. They retrieve essential personnel, move the enemy spawn points further away from the objective to give players a fair chance of defending the location. There are fewer civilians required to complete the missions on higher difficulties, which is really nice because a lot of the automaton missions with evacuating people has been a nightmare, honestly, trying to get people out of there. Destroy command bunkers now has more objective locations. The mission was too easy before compared to other missions. I don't know who they were talking to, probably a couple of people that are hopped up Mountain Dew playing Helldivers nonstop, but that's, I guess they needed to make it harder. It can now appear in operations from difficulty level 5. Operation modifiers. They have the negative effect of operation modifiers that increase stratagem cooldowns or call-in times, so that's going to be a lot nicer for people who are just getting into the game and trying to ease their way into the game rather than just, you know, getting good. Besides that, we have primary, secondary, and support weapons. They fixed issues with the arc thrower charging inconsistencies. The arc thrower reduced distance from 50 to 35 meters. Arc thrower increased stagger force. Honestly, though, I've been playing around with the arc thrower, and other than the distance, I haven't really seen much of a change. It is still it's consistent now, but it does seem a lot weaker in my opinion. I was able to kill a lot of things faster, and for some reason, it doesn't feel like I'm able to do that anymore. Especially when things get really close to you, you can't really do a whole lot to it. So it's a little bit of a downer, but hopefully they fix it coming up. The nice thing that I really like, because I like sniping even though I suck at aiming, is the anti-material rifle. The damage has been increased by 30%, so if you actually do a really good job at getting headshots, you can headshot a Hulk pretty easily and take down that guy. I think it was like about 2 or 3 headshots to the Hulk and I got it to explode, so that was pretty awesome. The breaker incendiary damage finally increased from 15 per pellet to 20 per bullet, which is nice because I felt like once you got up in the higher levels, that gun kind of became irrelevant. And this is the fire breaker, not the normal breaker, by the way, Dragon. So don't worry, the normal breaker is really good still, in my opinion. So the fire damage per tick increased by 50% from all sources, so don't get caught on fire. You will die really quickly. With fire tornadoes and literally everything trying to catch you on fire, it is going to be a little hard to hit that stim button, but just hover over V as much as you can. Liberator Penetrator now has full auto mode, which is amazing. Finally, they added that to the Liberator Penetrator. That gun really needed an automatic mode. My other favorite part is the Dominator increase from damage from 200 to 300, because now it's a relevant gun in challenging and above. The Dominator has increased stagger, again a great change in my opinion, because now it's a relevant gun. The Slugger, they killed the Slugger, unfortunately, but they reduced the stagger, reduced the damage from 280 to 250, reduced the demolition force, which honestly they didn't really need to touch. The Slugger was a beautiful gun and they didn't need to massacre my boy like that. But they did fix the armor penetration tag in the menu, so I think it's medium penetration now. And the Slugger, Liberator, Concussive, Senator are all fixed. Incorrect armor penetration tags in the menu. Finally, they had that problem I think since the beginning. Recoilless rifle increased the number of rockets you restore from supply boxes from 2 to 3, which is actually a big game changer in my opinion. That one rocket makes a huge difference. The Spear also increased the missiles you restore from supply boxes from 1 to 2. Again, a huge game changer, because honestly, rocking the Spear is dangerous. So just being able to get that extra bit of ammo is super nice, especially when it still has problems locking on to stuff, in my opinion. They kind of nerfed the heavy machine gun with the highest fire rate mode, reduced from 1200 RPM to a more moderate 950, which is understandable. It has a very low magazine, so I guess it makes sense, so that way you're just not like shooting all of your rounds in one go. So that's good. It does a decent amount of damage, so I feel like that balances out. I still would like it to have a bigger magazine because it's a machine gun. You should be able to go burr for as long as you want. Yeah, that's just
extra large canister.
Yeah, just put like a double drum on it, something. Just make it go longer. Stratagems. Now the Patriot exosuit rocket will now penetrate armor only on direct hit. So let me try to explain this a little bit better. Basically, the AoE of the rocket used to be able to knock off armor on certain enemies. Now it's just like where it actually hits. So like if you hit an actual armor point, then that's when it's going to break off the armor. You're not going to shoot something in the face and it's going to break its leg, if that makes sense. So that's a balancing thing that they did. Enemies, a balancing the adjustment have been made to chargers. Normal melee attack now does less damage against exosuits, but not people. So just bear that in mind. They still stomp on you. Triggers no longer create bug breaches, which is amazing, because there can be a huge amount of shriekers, and the fact that the bugs can call in, and it doesn't matter which bug it is, they can call anybody in. I think the only one that I've never seen is a charger call more bugs in. So having flying things in the air that you have no idea are there until you actually look up, calling in shit, kind of hectic. I mean, it's called Helldivers for a reason, people, but still, yeah, you gotta tone it down a little bit. So if you've been having problems with shriekers, there you go. And then also hitting you while they are dead now does significantly less damage. So they will still dive on you when they're dying. So just bear in mind, you know, go left or right. Serpentine as much as you can when you got those going on you. Helldiver balancing adjustments have been made to the following things. Heavy and medium armor protects better, and now you take about 10% less damage than before while wearing heavy, and about 5% less when wearing medium armor. Fortified commando and light armor is unchanged. Now this is huge because a lot of people have been complaining about the armor since day one, where it didn't really matter what you wore, so you might as well wear light, which is kind of I don't like that. I like being able to have diversity in the armor as much as possible. Yeah, that was a big issue because I like being tanky, to be honest. When I get into the higher difficulties, I don't mind being slow. I am the guy that gets hit more often than none, honestly. If you've seen my streams at all, you would understand. Like, for some reason, as soon as some missile guys come out, they're like, let's get that juicy purple boy over there. So every time. So I'm happy about that. They fixed issues for console players for PS5, where the whole PS5 would reset when the game is rebooted, causing things such as loadout and hint settings to reset, which is annoying as hell. Enemies now properly target exosuits. Previously, many enemies effectively ignored exosuits if a Helldiver on foot was available for them to target. This is very true. I did notice that happening very often since the release for the mech suits. Oh, there he is. What is up, buddy?
Oh my god, you missed my computer. Hi. Sorry.
It's all good.
I'm arguing with my PC. I understand that it's an inanimate object.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
but it still argues back, it talks back, and it's just rude.
Enemies now properly target exosuit. Yeah, we got through that. Fixed exosuits being able to fire their weapons while opening the minimap. Oh, I didn't know they had that. That's cool. And then the automaton enemy constellations that preferred to spawn more of a certain devastation.
Are we supposed to be fighting Automaton? Because that would make Jamin's place someplace to destroy, right?
I mean, it depends on what you're comfortable with. I know Earthbound isn't a fan of the bots, so
I will play against bots, but I am not a fan, correct?
it's okay.
I will fight against our enemies, but I will not voluntarily throw myself down there. Unless it's Malevolent Creep. Yeah. Because
gotta fight on the creek.
yeah.
Everybody needs to do their part for Malevolent Creek.
Unless you're in Perfecta, in which case he is the Malevolent Creeker. What's he called?
Yeah. I think you get a cape for that, for doing Malevolent Creek too. I think it's an orange.
Yeah. I think you have to do it a couple of times though.
Yeah. I got it. I have like the orange skull on the back and everything. I was like so confused because I had no idea where it came from.
You get it from just doing that because of like all the hype that it gets. But there's always like 20,000 almost exactly.
Yeah.
People there. Like it's funny.
They don't want to lose it, man. They want to hold on to that.
I don't fucking want to lose it either. Jeez. But yeah, dude, some of the fixes that came were sick.
Oh yeah.
Needed. Oh.
It's so much, dude. So much. Especially the armor stuff. So pretty much going back to the fixes, like I was saying before, the constellations that prefer to spawn more of a certain devastator types did not work and are now functioning as they should. This means that sometimes when playing against automatons, you'll face more devastators instead of the other enemy types. Honestly though, I don't know, it might have been because I was in Helldive, but we had like over 20 rocket devastators on a mission, and it was hell. So there's that. We have improved the system that prevents Hellpod steering close to target or important objects, which is amazing. I have noticed a little bit of the change here and there, but just keep in mind, if you are going to have somebody drop in, try to throw them away from the important stuff, and they'll be able to steer a little bit better. We have reduced the number of objects that prevent Hellpod from steering, which is good. The system is intended to prevent soft locks where players can drop on important interactions, points, or drop into unintended places. We will continue to monitor the state of the system after the update to see if the additional tweaks are necessary, which I'm super happy that the dev is like noticing.
Oh yes, dude. Well, the big thing that he's been doing is he's been paying attention to what a lot of the like streamers and content creators are putting out to that everybody's been saying already, which is so fucking nice. And he said he's like gone through and like looks for that stuff too. And I guess a lot of the higher quality streamers, you know what I mean? They actually send out, you know, stuff to the dev team and everything, which is really, really cool.
That is really cool. I'm glad they're like actually listening actively. So that it just, like I said, it shows that they care about making a good game. So that's like what I really like about this. Fixed cases where the ground under some assets could be bombed, causing them to float. That still happens, honestly, but it's a little bit less. Ballistic shield changes. Collision mesh has been slightly increased in size for more forgiveness. Change shield poses so that the less of the Helldiver is exposed. I don't use a ballistic shield, so I don't really care, but address bugs where parts of the Helldiver would become vulnerable while using the shield in first person, which kind of defeats the purpose of the shield in the first place, which is one of the reasons why I didn't want to use it. Other than the fact that it makes it really hard to see if you're trying to use first person, and until they come out with better sidearms, it's not really a good idea to use it. We'll be seeing some better sidearms soon, though, like the grenade pistol, pretty soon. They do have issues with the game crashing with snowball fights, and they are trying to work on various issues with cross-platform and friends. So hopefully they get all that handled. Besides all of that, we're going to be looking at, they're going to be releasing Warbond Democratic Detonation, which is going to be pretty sick. I am super excited for this. Oof. Well, I'll go ahead and play this clip or this video right now, just to kind of show everybody, just in case they haven't seen it. Yeah. Showing the shoulder pad.
Oh.
Yes. Ooh, a little grenade launcher. That's gonna be super useful for bugs.
Oh yeah, dude.
That gun's gonna be really nice for bugs.
I can't wait for the crossbow. I'm probably gonna use it
be really
twice. But it looks like
I love how overhyped they do it. Like, it's so over exaggerated, just like the game. Like, I love how they do that with all of their videos that they release.
Oh, dude, I love the Juggernaut outfit, dude. It looks so sick. I am so ready for this. But yeah, it looks like they're going in the right directions. I'm honestly excited to see how these guns, you know, play out. Because honestly, I feel like the last one they came out with was like, I wanted more. I kind of wanted more from the guns, but that's just me being greedy. But the overall look of the game is, I mean, the new outfits and everything look really cool. They're definitely going for more explosive. I can't wait for the Adjudicator. Oh god, say that 5 times fast. Rifle. Deliver righteous judgment to your enemies with accuracy. This armor penetrating assault rifle is best used against smaller groups. I want more assault rifles. I don't know why. I just want more assault rifles.
We need more. Yeah, we definitely need more. We also need more we need like a pump action shotgun that has a higher amount of like rounds in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something with just some more shots and it would be nice.
Yeah.
I bigger magazines all around.
Yeah. Bigger magazines all around would be nice. I understand though, we do have like call downs and stuff to be able to reload our weapons and stuff, but there are a lot of times where it's like it's too hectic to even do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. And I can't wait for the grenade pistol, dude. I'm gonna be rocking that for sure because I use impact grenades and I go through them so quickly. By the time I get the bug hole.
Freaking fast, brother.
Yeah,
so
dude.
freaking fast.
By the time I get to the bug holes, I'm just like, oh, I don't have anything. I don't know what to do. But yeah,
my hands.
so
Why are
I'm just
my
gonna,
hands going up?
I'm just gonna jump into the bug hole and start beating him up myself. And
The
so
Charger's
fast.
chasing me. My hands are up in the air like Ricky Bobby.
Exactly, dude. And just the heavy
Oh
armor and
my
everything
God.
looks really good, dude. So I'm really excited for this game and what it's going to be coming out with pretty soon. And pretty much, we also have new enemy types as well. Not only do we have just these ships that I'm going to pull up over here. I don't know if you guys can see it exactly, but you have the ship fabricator and the little tiny ships here as well, that are gonna, be flying around, buzzing around in your ear, whispering evil little things into your ear and shooting you all over the place. But they're pretty easy to take.
Drones?
Yes, they have. Well, they're like they're smaller than the ships that drop the automatons, and they fly around. And it's kind of like the flying bugs. What's up, Monarch? Thank you so much for coming by. Hopefully you're doing all right, buddy. I saw the picture of your pet snake. It's a beautiful snake. My dad's friend had a snake, and that was like the first time I interacted with a snake, so it's pretty interesting. Kind of like wrapped around my arm and everything. And if, for some reason I wasn't scared. He was like, "Don't worry, he's not gonna bite," and that just took all the fear out of me. I was like, "Okay, as long as you say so."
Oh my God.
I trust you, complete random stranger.
As long as it doesn't have venom, I
I
don't
trust
care.
every word that comes out of your mouth.
You're a friend of my dad's. He trusts you. I'll trust you. So yeah, that's the power of a dad. Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, I-
dude.
Bro, his dad bod was so fucking gorgeous that you just can't deny him.
My dad was buff as fuck, dude. He scared people. But anyway, besides that, so we have the flying drones that kind of shoot people. As long as you take down the bot fabricators or the drones specifically, you'll be fine. You can use a quasar. You can actually shoot them with anti-material rifle, and you can light them up, and they're a lot weaker than the actual drop ships. So don't fear it too much. Try and take it down as soon as you see it, of course, because it will shoot you and the objectives that you're calling down. So, for example, I saw earlier today where somebody called in a nuke, and that buzzer took it out before they can even get it. Still have AT walkers straight out of Star Wars with 4 legs running around causing all kinds of ruckus. Pretty much the way to fight.
So how do you kill the walkers? Do you fly around them with a cable and make them fall over?
I wish, but they're not that nice. So basically the best way to take out the walker, you have 3 options to kind of make things easier on yourself. You have turrets in front of its mouth over here that you can see that you take out. Of course, explosives are going to be the best option, or using a quasar cannon to take those things out. So using stratagems for this is probably not going to be the best option. It's only going to really take out the turret on top of it. What you need to focus on doing is actually shooting the side panels that's in between these 2 legs over here on each side. And you can open that up for people to be able to cut the nape of their neck at 500 kg. I mean, I haven't seen one yet, so I haven't gotten to fight one myself.
500. The 500 does actually. I seen some actual footage on it. The 500 does a decent job if you can make it land on its back, but it won't kill it.
Okay. So
the actual railgun, if you can get 2 railguns on it, that will bring it down.
Oh hell yeah.
You got to get the railguns like close to the neck if you can, though. It's kind of weird. It's thick, man. That's a thick, chunky boy, dude.
Oh yeah. That's why I suggest using quasar cannons, rockets, or anything that you can to blow up the side panels, so that way normal bullets will be able to actually do damage to it. So kind of treat it like a charger, but a lot more scarier, bigger, and annoying. And just kind of take down its armor, so that way you can kind of start unloading on it, and that way your bullets actually do damage to it.
Like a charger slash big boy. What are the big ones?
Yeah.
Words,
Slash Bile Titan.
Bile Titan, there you go.
Yeah. If you want a napalm one, I don't know if napalm would work, but watching that thing be a giant fireball walking towards you would be kind of things out of nightmares. But I'm down.
Hey, listen, bro.
But yeah,
Not a nightmare.
but yeah, that's gonna be the new addition to the automatons, which I've been asking for a while because I like fighting automatons. I like seeing different enemy types for things. I like a challenge and I hate myself at the same time. So, you know,
It's the same
give me
thing.
more shit to kill. Yeah.
That's why I'm back playing Call of Duty.
Oh my god, yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. I
Without-
just mentally, dude, I just need a challenging thing, right? So
Yeah.
I needed a challenge, and this is a competitive game that challenges you. So
Mhm. You want to see all things burn, Monarch? I know you do. I know you. Oh god. So with all that being said, do you guys have like any comments or opinions on any of the changes, the new enemy types, or what are you excited about for the war bonds?
I'm excited to see what new gun, what's the word? Fucking types that they come out with for each of the guns that are already released. Kind of like they have the, you know, the shotgun systems, even the sickle or whatever, the scythe. Sorry. Like the different types that they keep unlocking for us.
Yeah, I do like seeing the variety a lot. How about you, Dragon?
I don't know that I know enough about it to really make an educated comment. It's the way the war bonds and stuff work is I think they need a little less to unlock the next thing because I'm buying junk before I get to the good stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, honestly, the Breaker is like one of the top guns in the entire game.
But it just feels like I'm buying some of the other junk that I'm not interested in before I get to the next page.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
I kind of see why they want you to get more, but sometimes I'm like, no, I want this over here. I don't need that. I want this thing over here.
Yeah,
So,
you're just trying to be
I know
efficient
that
with the
sounds
metals.
silly.
No,
Yeah.
it's not silly. It is a very good opinion because I agree
That's a
with that.
valid
I think-
point.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because I'm very much the type of person that's like, hey, I want to unlock guns and I want to unlock armor. I can give a shit about emotes, capes, or whatever else. That doesn't
I wanna
help
be-
me.
I want them to change how they balance the guns. And I know this sounds weird, but I would like to see certain buffs go towards weapons that should be being used against certain enemies.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that you have, like, I mean, everything is essentially effective against everything, but I think that's a little bit too much. I think that there needs to be a bit of a debuff to certain guns towards certain enemy types, and a buff towards others.
Right.
Yeah, so like you have
So-
to choose between, am I going to want more damage towards this
Well,
humongous thing, but it's
yeah.
not going to do as well against the
It'll
smaller
remove, it'll remove the meta feeling with the breaker or whatever.
Because the big issue is like I'll run whatever against freaking bugs and automatons. Like I'll switch up my loadout just to have fun with the game. But then at a certain point, when you get into the higher levels, as soon as you hit extreme, pretty much, it kind of all goes out the window, and you basically have to grab that shotgun right back out because it ain't gonna work. Like it ain't gonna fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
I
I
feel.
think it.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think it might be nice if, I get the unlocking thing. So maybe if they made it, so they've got the 3 levels of store stuff that you can get merchandise. So within the war bonds, maybe you'd have the weapon stuff, perhaps even make them a little more to be able to get down further, a little bit, cost a little more. And then you have, here's all your armor stuff in this tab. And then you
Right.
have bonus stuff. So this is the stuff like the cosmetics. You know, the
Yeah.
cosmetics kind of needs to be a bonus thing. It's not the meat, it's the icing.
Yeah,
So
I understand.
just a thought.
No,
Oh yeah.
I get it. I understand that point. Now, with that stuff being said, Now, here's the thing, right? Like, they need to make you play more. And the way to play more is to make you get more war bonds and make it harder for you to unlock the next level by spending those war bonds. It's not the greatest way of doing that, mind you, but that's why it's set up that way, because they want you to get more war bonds, spend more war bonds, to play the game a lot more, to be able to, you know, get the quote unquote higher tier, but it's not really higher tier, but the later stuff. And then on top of using weapons for certain scenarios, the breaker is good for all bug scenarios, honestly. And when you get to the higher levels, it does feel like you're getting forced to use the breaker. Now the dominator is a lot better, so they definitely added that to be good against automatons and the bugs. But for automatons, once you unlock the scorcher, that should probably be the only gun that you're using other than the sickle, which is going to be the heat rifle. But at the same time, it all comes down to your play style. If you're a running gunner, then you're going to be using the breaker a lot, and a lot of the time you are forced into a running gun situation, because most people don't understand that the game isn't about killing things. Once you get to the higher levels, it's about completing missions and trying to do it stealthily as possible without getting as many enemies on you. Now, I do agree that they need to up the weapons a lot more, because it feels like once you get to a certain point, a lot of these weapons just kind of drop off, and then there was no reason for you to spend the war bonds on that weapon in the first place. So now you're just kind of like, great, why did I even spend time trying to get this thing? So that's where I feel like they kind of lose a lot of people. Meanwhile, I solo difficulty 4 consistently while still burning everything. That's true. But when you're trying to like solo things like in higher levels, or if you're just trying to go in with a group of people, because this is Helldive difficulty that I'm playing in right now in the clip, it gets crazy, dude. And like, you need to be able to run a gun in so many scenarios. And I wouldn't want to use like any other guns other than the Scorcher, because it's the only one that can get through a lot of the plating, while a lot of the other people are using different guns. And like, I understand not all of it's supposed to be easy. There is a method in killing a lot of other stuff too, so you don't have to be forced to using a gun. But when it's like more than three of those walkers start coming at you, the ones with 2 legs, you're not going to have time to run behind it. It's the same thing with the Charger coming after you, while there's a dickload of bugs following them,
digging down. Yeah, it gets freaking wild, man.
Yeah,
so fast. But I like to play using different guns because I like to see like different kind of sets of strategies. And that new counter sniper rifle that I got not too long ago, like a week or so ago, I really enjoy going quiet.
Yeah,
like, taking a shot only when you need to, especially with automatrons. So nice.
Yeah. So that's it comes down to playstyle, like I said, and because a lot of people want a meta out of this game, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. And
there's not going to be one, and I don't know why everybody keeps forcing that. It's just the new style of gameplay, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
A lot of times people want other folks to do all the research, do all the testing,
That's what I'm saying.
and just give them the build that works so that they can go in and kill everything. It happens with a number of games, and this one I think is probably one that just needs to. I mean, it's the.
Well, they already said it. They already said like we don't care about meta. This isn't about meta. We're gonna build. We want it to feel like you can do everything. So they've already stated that they're gonna try to, not debuff or not buff the or nerf the shotgun, but they're gonna try to buff everything else, which is like something we've been really just asking for. Because to be honest with you, it would just make life a lot better.
And loadouts would be nice, because I do switch out my armor a lot in this game, depending on what we're playing, how long the mission is going to be taking, and just like, hey, are we going to be in the small space? Well, I need to make sure that I'm not flying around all over the place, so I got to get some protection against getting blasted. So there is that. Oh yeah, so vertical fights, being able to take down walkers, being able to have harder enemies that aren't just going to die in a quick little headshot, I do enjoy very much. The game is already pretty hard, but I do like the extra challenges that the new enemies bring. I just do want the, like I said, the new guys to come out, so that way we have more stuff to fight and gives other people more options. But I will tell you this, man. When they do come out with that, if you thought automatons were a pain, just you wait, buddy. Just
what's all the freaking worms, man?
You're gonna have Palpatine running up on you, fucking shocking you, stabbing you with the pole, giving you a good old time. So,
well, I hope so, man. I'm trying to get pole, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get pole in me, brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm been like
Maybe
lonely,
that would be
man.
their version of hardcore mode where you get no resurrections. You just drop and do what you have to do. And
Facts.
Oh my god, dude, people would yeah, people already have a hard time just trying to live through the bugs in the game. Not like the enemy bugs, but the bugginess of the game. So like just having the hardcore mode would be hilarious and so challenging at the same time. I can't wait for that to if they do that, that's a great idea, Dragon.
I
I would
said
love
you
to
do.
see that.
well, the other idea would be something like a gauntlet. How long can you last?
Yeah, that would be interesting. So Jump Ship, they're calling it. Jesus Christ. So pretty much Jump Ship is going to be a PvE game. They're calling it something that's close to Sea of Thieves and a couple of other games here and there. Pretty much you team up with 3 other friends, and then you're going to be piloting a giant spaceship, kind of going around planets or a planet. It seems like they're only on a singular planet through the video, fighting robots and collecting stuff and doing side missions here and there. While you're on the ship, you have magnetized boots, so you can go out on the ship and shoot stuff along with the pilot that's shooting other ships. And whenever the ship gets damaged, unfortunately, we didn't have any footage of that, but there's going to be little mini games that you could do while you're trying to repair the ship. On top of that, so like you won't just be sitting on a ship, you press E, you have to do a little mini game to repair the part of the ship. So I am super excited for this game because I've been wanting a Sea of Thieves like game that wasn't PvP and made me cry.
That wasn't Sea of Thieves and fucking literally abusing your soul.
Yeah, pretty much. Just just right up inside of me.
But
because people get
extremely aggressive game.
Yeah, it's
The whole community of that game is insanely toxic.
Exactly. So, I mean, I like PvP games from time to time, but and I hope this is like another game that's not going to be $70 because it's really hard for me to spend $70. Dragon's Dogma was like hard for me to spend that money on, but I did anyway. Because I'm a weeb. But Dragon's Dogma
with that.
Yeah. Dragon's Dogma 2 is a really fun game, and if you want to, you can definitely check out my YouTube and see my comments on the game after 60 hours of play, and you can decide whether or not that you guys are into it or not. But this game in particular, I'm really excited for. I've wanted more PvE games like this that are ever expanding, do cool stuff like flying around.
It's coming back, isn't it?
Yeah, dude,
it's all coming back.
It's all coming back, dude. I have to like just actually get my YouTube link pulled up. Honestly, I haven't set that up yet.
So it feels like, as I'm watching this, it feels a little bit like there is a little taste of that, the game we played, Lethal Company, in it, where you do need to go collect like resources or something, maybe.
Yeah.
So it feels like.
Yeah. So you're gonna be
also battling out.
Yeah, you're gonna be going around collecting resources, and then on top of that, you're gonna just be doing these missions. Some of them are gonna be shorter, some of them are gonna be a lot longer, but it definitely focuses on co-op, and that is something that I just really like. I miss back in the whole Halo days. Thank you so much, Dragon Dispatcher. I appreciate you.
An amazing person. When does this come out?
What's up, Bobohan? Sorry, try not to use channel points right now while we're doing the podcast part, because I don't have it set up on here because I'm doing recordings of this, and I'm gonna put this on YouTube as well. So I just kind of turned it off. I'm sorry I didn't warn you about it. I don't know how to refund them. No, don't worry. I'm not mad at you. I'm just letting you know, like, I don't know how to refund that stuff, so I'm sorry if you spend your channel points.
If you look on your activity feed on your stream manager on the web browser through Twitch, there should be an option to reject and refund.
Okay. Give it a second here. But let's get back to this game just really quick. I'm really excited for more PvE games to come out like this, because it does remind me back in the Halo 3 days when you used to play campaigns with your homie, or even Halo Reach and Halo ODST, where it was all about co-op. And the same thing with Gears 3, where just the co-op in general just felt amazing and fun to play, and you didn't really have to worry about playing PvP, and you can get the most out of the game still. So I am really happy about this. these types of games coming out left and right, and I can't wait to actually get my hands on it. Alrighty, Dragon. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and take on the changes. I'm not very familiar with Diablo and all the changes and stuff that's going on. So, is there anything you want to talk about for Diablo? The new changes, the new stuff that the new fixes that they're doing.
It is going to be amazing. I have to admit that I'm very excited because when they completely revamp a game, a lot of times you're like, oh God, what are they going to break? But everything they've decided to do, they've taken stuff from the first 3 seasons and they've said, you know, this isn't working. Let's do something about it. The way it currently is, you have to farm really bad for the types of armor and weapons you want. It's kind of a crapshoot. And so when they go to May 14th is when season 4 and the newest update goes live. And the update is also for the regular realm, not just the seasonal realm. So it all goes and hits at the same time. Basically, it used to be that you'd have different levels of armor. And when you hit a certain level, it tops out at level 100, and you could still fight a world boss or a big baddie, and you could still occasionally get armor that wasn't top notch. So one of the things they're doing is the legendary items, which are the top notch stuff. When it drops from an enemy that's level 95 or higher, it will always be maxed at 925 item power. So you're not going to be farming for these special uniques or special legendary stuff that's not going to give you the top tier when you are top tier in level. The uniques will be the same way. The item power is commensurate with your level and the level of the bad guy you're fighting. Let's see, where was I going with that? Also, currently, you have 4 tiers. You have World Tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. So World Tier 1 and 2 is just basically 1 is like a normal and 2 is like, it's a little bit, you get a little more gold, a little more experience, and you're going to start seeing some legendary items drop. They're going to be okay, but what you really want to start hitting is sacreds and ancestrals on the legendaries. And World Tier 3 is when you start seeing sacreds. World Tier 4 is when you start seeing ancestrals. The problem is that the way it is now is that World Tier 4 will drop sacreds, which it shouldn't. So they fixed that. Now, when you're in 3, you get sacreds. When you're in 4, you get ancestrals, which is much better.
Okay, that's good.
They've set it up so that the Hell Tides, which are very similar. Season 2 had the Blood Tides, which was part of the Season of the Vampire. Oh my god, I love that season. It was so great. A Hell Tide is an area of the map that is getting an influx of demons. They've changed the way the Hell Tides work. It used to be right now it's Tier 3 and Tier 4 can only have a Hell Tide.
Okay.
And they're pretty much, you run in, you kill everything, you run away, and you're done. And they last for about an hour. Now, with the changes, you'll be able to get into Hell Tides in Tiers 1 and 2. So all tiers get it. And if you piss off the demons enough by killing enough of them, you gain threat, which means they're going to start hunting you. It's not just a run in and, oh, look, there's more mobs here. They're actively going to start hunting you.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. On the itemization, right now you have 3 major stats on a legendary and 2 on a rare. Or there's 4 on a legendary and 3 on a rare, and with the update there will be 3 and 2. And what this does is it gives you less things to have to wade through, because going through your inventory to try and figure out what do I need, what's going to be better, there's all this information. So they've simplified it. Also, if you're like, say, a druid, like I'm playing here, wisdom is my major stat. Sorcerer gets intelligence. Necro, I think, runs intelligence as well. Strength, of course, for your barbarian, and your rogue is going to run dexterity. Well, you can, as a a druid right now, I could pick up a piece of armor that's great. It's got subsets, secondary powers that I need for my build. Unfortunately, it comes with dexterity and shrink, which I don't need.
Okay.
So they're fixing it so that it's going to be a little more class specific
That's good.
on the stats.
That's really good.
Yeah. So they've also buffed some stuff so that it makes it more relevant. They also have set it up so that it's not so narrow on the skills that you can't explore different builds. Right now, pretty much if you take the path of, say, a werewolf, you were locked into certain skills because all of the armor you pick up revolves so much around this skill working with that skill that you can't branch out and say, well, I want to do both bear and wolf stuff and have them synergize. Now it's going to be set up so you can explore more of the builds and create your own builds instead of having to go, if I'm going to do this, then I have to do it this way because that's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah, I feel like Diablo and WoW have that that similarity a lot, where it's like, yeah, I know you like this class and you wanted to play it your way, but too bad, you're gonna have to do it this way. So
they're working on expanding that. So they've changed the gems, the way the gems are going to be done. They've changed the way salvaging is going to be done. Taking powers off of legendaries is going to be, oh my god, so much easier, because all you have to do is deconstruct them at a blacksmith instead of actually going over and pulling this power off and then doing this other thing, and it's going to be a lot simpler. It'll be a lot less complicated for people coming in.
That's good. I'm glad, because that game does get really overwhelming really quickly with some stuff here and there. So, which is why I haven't touched it for so long, because I was like, wow, there's a lot to this game, and my ADHD brain can't fucking focus on it.
It has got a steep learning curve with the way it is right now, and I think that learning curve is going to come down a bit and flatten out. They also are going to institute crafting, which means not only can you just upgrade it, but you can actually do master working on it. So you have to go and they've got something called the pit, where you can go and fight enemies and you get the items you need to take a piece of armor and make it really shine. So there's an upgrade, and then there's a, oh my god, this is going to be awesome piece of work because you put work into it.
That's amazing.
And they've made it so that you can do the same thing with the uniques, which you can't do much with the unique. It's pretty much a static thing, but they've made it so that you can do some crafting upgrades more than what's in the game right now.
That's awesome. So they're adding more uniqueness to it, more flavor. And J-Man saying basically you can add another stat, and then there's another system that will buff one of the 4 stats. That's kind of cool. So it's now kind of focused, instead of just being like, hey, you have to go down this path, it's more like, hey, you can make your character now and how your play style is, which I really enjoy. I like that a lot.
And Jamin's comments are absolutely on point. That's probably what I was trying to explain and was babbling instead. So.
No, it's okay. No, I'm glad we had this conversation about this game. It's what this little podcast is about right now. Just talk about games that we've all enjoyed and talk about new changes that are coming up for them. Do you think these changes are going to be able to really entice new players to come back, or even old players to come back and play this game?
I think it's going to attract a lot of new players. I honestly do, because there are so many hardcore D3 players that are going, wait, that doesn't, wait, why doesn't that work this way? And they're making it not so much that it aligns and it's the same, but there's going to be an easier understanding. It's still going to have that open world, larger world, more stuff to do without it being so bloody complicated.
Okay.
So I'm hoping it's going to attract a lot more people.
Sure. Do you think
I
Blizzard's
enjoy it.
finally taking a good direction with this game now? With these kinds of changes, like they're finally kind of just listening to the people that have been playing the game for a while.
I think so. And the fact that they tossed out a public test round when they haven't really technically had one. I mean, they had the beta testing at the beginning before they dropped the game on everybody, but they don't have the test round just like they do in D3. D3 has a testing time where you go on the test server and you test it for at least a week, if not 2 weeks, before they drop the season.
Oh wow.
And there's usually a week to 2 weeks between seasons. Right now, Diablo 4 is doing back-to-back seasons, which makes it hard. So, yeah, they get a lot of help, bring a lot of people back, and a lot of people dropped the game after season 1. So, yeah, there was so many things that either didn't make sense, or it just was so complicated, or it didn't work, or whatever. And now this is going to even things out and make it a better game for everybody. I'm really excited for this.
But it looks like a really fun game. I'm just I'm sucked into certain games right now, but this does look like a lot of fun. I do like the fact that you can turn into a werebear and stuff and just tear shit up. That looks awesome. And
I know. I'm so happy with that's my Hulk smash build. It's called the Pulverized Werebear, and you find both the werewolf and the werebear have a unique chest armor that gives you your shape all the time, instead of it's fantastic.
I definitely noticed you're staying as werebear for a very long time. So that's really
it's
cool.
Permanent. It's basically, unless you're interacting with something or you're in town, it basically makes your werebear form your normal form.
That's so sick.
That's the same thing for werewolf.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I can see there's a werewolf behind you tearing stuff up with you. So that's really cool.
I think that's Astro. Yeah, the Astro and DJ both were with me, and they're both running the werewolf builds. Slightly different builds, but both of them doing the werewolf thing.
As for new players that are coming into the game, do you have any suggestions? Do you have any tips that you would suggest to make the gameplay easier or more enticing?
It has a fairly good tutorial. It really does. And running the campaign, I don't think that jumping right into a season is a good thing. I like the fact that you kind of have to do the campaign before they'll let you do the storyline that's part of the season. Although there's some gameplay that's there available, but you really need that first part of the campaign to really get you into the game. So the tutorial is better, I think, than D3's was. I also think that looking at other people's gameplay and or some of the sites that have guides that will explain how this thing works with that thing and why it works together would help when you get past a certain point. World Tier 1 and 2, you can just pretty much throw whatever you want together and have it mostly work. But if you really want to take advantage of 3 and 4, you need to really have an understanding of what works with what. And so having them look at a guide and go, well, why is that doing that? Let's go look at this. You know, be open to the idea that the guide isn't set in stone, but it can help with understanding and make the game less, oh my god, I want to pull my hair out because I don't understand why this doesn't work. So guides of your choice, I guess.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to have you send me a couple of links to those guides so when I put up the YouTube.
In the dark, shadows creeping. Purple dope boys out there creeping. Metal grinding, gears are turning. A twisted demon who'll leave you burning. Purple dope boys got a plan to wreak havoc on this desert land. With heavy bass and weird sounds, will make you dance while chaos strange. Purple Doughboy is here to rearrange. Purple Doughboy, he's here to rearrange. Purple Doughboy is here to rearrange every song that it sends. Purple Doughboy is here to rearrange every song that it sends. Purple Doughboy.